Oh, listener, if you're here with me now, tuning in from some quiet corner of your world, maybe a rainy apartment in Seattle, or a sun-drenched balcony in Barcelona, thank you, truly. Stories like mine aren't meant to be shouted from rooftops. They're whispers passed in the dark, reminders that even when the ground crumbles beneath you, you can rebuild it stronger. Pull up a chair. Let me tell you about the night everything shattered, and the dawn that followed. It's a tale of 25 years of quiet devotion, a husband's hidden blade, and the way one woman learned to wield her own light. If it stirs something in you, Anga, a spark of fire, or just a nod of recognition, drop a note below. Where are you hearing this from? Your words, they're the threads that weave us all a little closer. It started on a crisp autumn morning in our Georgetown brownstone, the kind of place where ivy clings to brick like old promises. I'd woken to the scent of fresh lilies in a crystal vase on the nightstand. Ophiel's doing, or so I thought. He was already up, humming some old jazz tune in the kitchen, pouring me a mug of that dark roast I love, the steam curling like secrets unspoken. "Morning, Alina," he said, his smile polished as the silverware we'd picked out on our honeymoon in Tuscany. But there was a stiffness to it, a flicker in his hazel eyes that didn't match the warmth of his hand on mine. I should have known then. 25 years of marriage teach you the map of a man's face, the way his jaw tightens when he's holding back, or how his laugh rings a touch too loud when guilt's gnawing at the edges. That day, though, I let it slide. We had our silver anniversary gala coming up at the Jefferson Hotel downtown, just 2 nights away. I'd spent weeks fussing over the details, the string quartet playing Vivaldi, the menu with those herb-crusted lamb chops he adores. Foolish me, thinking it was all for us. As he headed to the shower, his phone buzzed on the counter. I glanced, habit, not suspicion, and there it was. A reminder. Lunch with L, 1 p.m. Don't forget the ring sketches. L, who was L? When he emerged, towel around his waist, I asked lightly, over my coffee, "Plans today?" "That L on your calendar, old client." He paused, water dripping from his dark curls, and his left eyebrow twitched just once, that telltale sign I'd memorized like a prayer. "Lucas, from the firm in Boston," he said, too quick, flashing that grin again. "Deal stuff, boring as hell." I nodded, sipping my mug, but inside, a chill settled. Raphael had never been good at hiding the small lies. They always bloomed into storms. By midday, Isabella, my mother-in-law, swept in like a gust of expensive perfume and veiled barbs. She arrived unannounced, as always, in her cashmere wrap and pearl choker, the ones she'd worn to our wedding like armor. "Darling Alina," she cooed, air kissing my cheeks, "just popping by to check on the party fuss. You know how these things can spiral." I poured her chamomile tea, the steam fogging the window overlooking our cobblestone street, and we sat in the sunroom, where the light danced off the antique rugs my parents had gifted us. She sipped, her sharp blue eyes scanning the room like an appraiser at auction. "This brownstone, still holding up so elegantly, isn't it? Your folks had exquisite taste buying it outright as your wedding present. A real anchor in this fickle city." I smiled, tracing the rim of my cup. "They wanted me to have roots, Isabella, something solid, no matter what." Her lips curved, thin as a crescent moon. "Roots, yes, but roots can tangle if you're not careful with the deed. Speaking of, it's still in the wall safe." "Yes, with your name front and center." I met her gaze, steady as the Potomac outside. "Safe and sound, just like always." She leaned in, voice dropping to that conspiratorial hush. "Smart girl, at Raphael's age 55 now. No heirs yet. It's wise to think ahead. Perhaps update the will. My grandsons from Victor's side, such promising lads, just in case, you understand." Her words hung like frost on glass. Grandsons, not ours, but hers by blood. I felt the tea turn bitter in my mouth. "I'll keep that in mind," I said, voice even, but my pulse thrummed. As she left, her perfume lingered like a warning, and the pieces clicked. Raphael's twitchy lie, the mysterious L, her probing about the papers. They were plotting, weaving a net around the home my parents had deeded to me, alone a sanctuary, not a prize to be snatched. That evening, alone with the fading light slanting through the bay windows, I cracked open Raphael's laptop. Our old password, our wedding date, 061499, bounced me out. I tried the reverse, 994,106, jackpot. The browser history hit, like a gut punch. Asset protection in separations, ways to pressure a spouse into relinquishing title, contesting premarital gifts. My hands went cold on the keys. This wasn't just wandering eyes. This was erasure. He was scheming to strip me bare, legally, financially, leaving me with echoes in an empty life. The phone rang then, my old roommate Sophia, voice breathless from her spin class downtown. Elena, honey, I hate to drop this, but I saw Raphael at the Mandarin earlier, with a redhead mid-30s, all curves and designer heels. They were at the jewelry counter, cooing over diamond solitaires. My throat tightened, the room spinning slow. Describe her, I whispered, gorgeous in that polished Weilong waves, emerald dress clinging like it owned her. She was draped on his arm, laughing like they'd invented joy. Alina, you there? I gripped the counter, nails biting palm. I'm here. Just ... processing. We hung up, and I didn't sleep. Curled by the window, rain pattering the panes like impatient fingers, I replayed our years, the girl I was at 29, wide-eyed and hopeful, marrying the charming exec who promised forever. Now, at 54, lines etching my laugh like fine cracks in porcelain, I'd stayed faithful while he tallied how to trade me in. I knew Raphael, he thrived on drama, the spotlight's glare. He'd stage his exit big, where the humiliation would force my hand, sign away the brownstone, or face the whispers. Our anniversary gala, with its guest list of colleagues, kin, and old flames. Perfect theater. I'd planned it all, naively, pouring heart into floral arches and vintage champagne. But as the rain drummed on, a fierce calm settled. Fine, I thought, staring at my reflection in the wet glass, eyes shadowed but unbowed. If you crave an audience, I'll rewrite the finale. This act, mine. The next dawn broke gray and determined. While Raphael snored softly upstairs, I brewed espresso strong as resolve and dove back into his laptop. I sifted emails, chats, history, every digital crumb tying him to this L, who turned out to be Leela, the redhead from the jewelers. I copied it all to a thumb drive, slim as a promise, and slipped it into the antique locket around my neck, my abuela's heirloom, now my secret arsenal. Then I texted Sophia's cousin, Nadia Ruiz, a sharp family law whiz in Chevy Chase. Nadian, your ear, on a home thread. Coffee today. Her reply pinged instant. 11 a.m., my office. Doors open. Nadia's space was a haven of leather-bound tomes and fern-fringed windows overlooking Rock Creek Park. She hugged me fierce, her dark braids swinging. Elena Vasquez, you look like you've carried the world today. Spill over lattes. I unloaded. The lies, the searches, Lila's laugh echoing in my mind. She listened, jotting notes, her pen a steady metronome. When I finished, she leaned back, exhaling slow. This screams coordinated ambush. Leela's no accident. She's the spark. And Isabella, puppet master, betting on your silence. I nodded, throat tight. So, what now? Nadia ticked off fingers. One, play dumb. Let them think you're adrift. Two, hard proof like gold. That drive, gold. Record calls, if you can. DC's a one-party state. She paused, eyes softening. 3, lockdown finances. Your own accounts. Yesterday. And Elena, that brownstone, tell me about the deed. My parents bought it pre-wedding, titled to me alone. Raphael added later, post-honeymoon, her eyebrows arched. Premarital asset. Ironclad. If docs hold. Who handled the closing? I pictured the notary, bespectacled gent with a salt and pepper beard, voice like aged bourbon. Mr. Harlan, on Wisconsin Avenue. Back in 99. Nadia grinned wolfish. Hunt him down. Those files, your fortress. As I left, rain slicking the streets, she squeezed my arm. You're not the fragile wife they imagined, Alina. You're the storm they forgot to forecast. Emboldened, I detoured to the Bunka stately marble affair on K Street and opened a solo account, funneling my salary and nest egg there. Emails routed private, no trails for Raphael to sniff. Home by dusk, he breezed in, pecking my temple. Wear the emerald gown tomorrow, love, it'll be unforgettable. His tone dripped honeyed venom. I nearly chuckled. Oh, it will, I murmured, fingers brushing the locket. In my purse, deed copies, drive backups, Nadia's prelim notes, that Jefferson awaited its gilded holes, a battlefield disguised as bliss. But sleep evaded me that night. Around 2 a.m., the floorboards creaked. I feigned slumber as Raphael slipped from bed, phone glow painting his face ghostly. Hallway murmurs drifted. Stick to the plan, ma, she folded quiet. Isabella's reply crackled tinny. Make it seamless, son. Post-gala the papers. No mercy, humiliations, your leva. He grunted assent, then patted back, curling away like nothing. My heart hammered, but tears, none. Just clarity. sharp as shattered crystal. Morning brought his meeting, a farce. His phone lay forgotten on the oak console, screen flickering alive, voicemail from El Hale. I hit play, speaker low, a gravelly baritone Raphael, looped in with Mrs. Isabella. Waivers Keitha Brownstone transfers clean once she signs. Callback, El Hale not Lucas, but Landon Hale. Shock of a divorce attorney, notorious for gutting assets. Rage flared, then iced to purpose. Passcode wedding date failed. His birthday, nada. Then Sophia's intel on Leela. Her birthday, May 12, 05-1275. Unlocked. Texts cascaded like venom. Leela postpartsy. That Brownstone's ours. I crave those fireplaces. Raphael sealed. Ma's got Hale primed. She suspects zilch. More. Leela nail. The toast watch her crumble. She clings like yesterday's news. They plotted shame as strategy. Public daggers to carve my surrender. I didn't weep. I archived it, all screenshots, logs to my cloud and the Locket drive. Then, replaying Isabella's clip, she signs, or we escalate. Escalate. No, I'd illuminate Nadia's office that afternoon. More strategy. Her whiteboard, a war map. Evidence mountain, she said, pinning my drive's printouts. Brownstone's yours premarital untouchable, sans proof of his upgrades. And finances. Freeze the joint via court order, if needed. I exhaled, lighter. What if they push? She winked. You push back with facts. Oh, and Alina, breathe. You're not defending. You're declaring. En route home. Thunder grumbled over the monuments. I pulled into a harborside cafe, notebook in hand, sketching a quick harbor scene, waves crashing defiant, a lone gull soaring free. It was my hidden ritual, those pencil strokes, channeling chaos into calm. Today, I added a list beneath. Shield 1, Harlan Docks. Shield 2, solo accounts. Shield 3, recordings. The rain eased as I drove on, mirror showing not defeat, but a woman with fire in her veins. Next light, I rose pre-dawn, fog veiling the rooftops like a shroud. Raphael mumbled about a late client dinner. I nodded. Words, weapons, now. To Wisconsin Avenue, Harlan's firm, a ivy-draped townhouse, redolent of ink and oiled oak. The receptionist beamed. Mr. Harlan's expecting echoes of you, Miss Vasquez. Up creaky stairs, his door ajar, pipe smoke curling, welcoming. Alina, the bride from 99 My Times, kind to you. Harlan, beard, wider but eyes keen, clasped my hand. Over scones, I explained. The Brownstone funding need confirmation. He rummaged cabinets, fingers nimble. Arhia. June 1999. Wire from Alina Vasquez's parents. First National. Deed, solely yours. Raphael appended post vows, no contribution. I leaned in. Divorce implications. He adjusted spectacles. Separate property, dear. He claims only appreciation if he funded majors like a rebuild. Cosmetics? Nada. Relief washed warm. Copies. Stamped. By noon tomorrow. I stood, hugging him brief. You just handed me my anchor back. He chuckled. Nonsense. I merely dusted off your truth. Bank stop. New account sealed. Wires from abroad. Prepped. Home. Raphael eyed me. New scarf. Suits you less. Wary. His jab landed soft, but I flipped on the pocket ricotta tiny, tucked in my sleeve, capturing every barb. Men like vitality. Alina, not echoes of it. Wouldn't want comparisons to fresher faces. I smiled serene, folding linens. Noted, dear Crystal. He sauntered off. I saved the file. Exhibit, subtle erosion. Puzzle pieces mounting. Evening brought the Jefferson email. Event finalized. 120 guests. Crystal Ballroom, grand dinner, orchestra. $52,000. Charged, joint ACCT number 7842. My savings 2 years, Scrimp squandered on his spectacle of spite. I uncorked Merlot, journaling by lamplight. Arsenal, Harlan said. Inheritance pending. Abuela's will, Barcelona flat. $1.1 million euros. Key West cottage. $950,000. ACCT 720 KEUROs. Total lightning forked outside, illuminating my face resolved, etched but unbroken. Raphael thought me brittle, a leaf to crush. He forgot. Leaves turned to soil, nourishing what grows fierce. Day of reckoning. The Jefferson glowed like a jewel in DC's dusk. Its lobby a whirl of velvet ropes and murmured toasts. I arrived in sapphire silk, locket Cooligan skin, purse heavy with arsenal. Valet nodded. Mrs. Vasquez, your husband's greeting inside. heart thundering. I glided through chandeliers dripping light like molten gold, air scented with orchids and ambition. The crystal ballroom brimmed, 120 souls in finery, laughter veiling judgments. Raphael held court center table, clapping my mentor Theo Grant VP at my nonprofit on the back. Nadia lurked, rearward, subtle nod, armed. Isabella preened near Podane, whispering to kin. Raphael's evolving needs a match for his fire, not embers. Lila perched front row, crimson gown, screaming youth, fingers toying a pendant that screamed theft. MC's boom, a toast to Raphael, Vasquez beacon of 25 devoted years. Applause cascaded. Raphael mounted stage, bow tie crisp, smile serpentine. Grateful, friends, he purred, Mike catching every nuance. 25 years, a milestone, or sometimes a mirror showing it's time to pivot. Chuckles rippled uneasy. I believed in Eternals, one's youth's folly. Alina and I shared chapters, but chapters close. I've outgrown the familiar. I seek spark, vitality not shadows, clinging to yesterday. Gasps dotted the room. Theo frowned, shifting. Raphael pressed velvet over steel. Thus, tonight, among you who Matarai declare our amicable parting. Assets fair. The Georgetown brownstone suits fresh chapters. I'll steward it. Alina deserves reinvention elsewhere. Murmurs swelled here. Now, as Isabella beamed, Leela sang, my flute chilled in hand. I rose deliberate, gown whispering silk against marble, weaving to stage. Eyes tracked me curious, pitying. Raphael, I said, voice threading the hush, mind if I add a verse? He faltered, smile cracking. Alina darling, not the moment. Let's discuss private. By tilted head, locket glinting. You've held court. 10 minutes. I need to. MC wavered. I claimed Mike, light bathing me benevolent. Silence blanketed, thick as fog off the Anacostia. Curious pivot. Raphael calling youth folly when yours fueled this script. Whispers stirred. He lunged from Yukai sidestep smooth. Fair asset. Let's consult your counsel. Land in hellback table. Yes, on that brownstone's fate. Head swiveled, hail blanched, suit rumpling. Raphael sputtered. Alina, enough theatrics. I withdrew envelope, parchment, rustling, prophetic, note. Harlan and Assos, 1999 closing. Funds wired from my parents' account. Title mine alone. You joined post vows, no stake. Law deems it separate premarital gift. Prove renovations. You can't, it's mine. Air vacuumed. A guest exhaled. Dios mío. I continued, tempo unhurried, and reinvention. Consider this. Envelope yielded folios. Inheritance notice. Barcelona notary. My Tia Rose's bequest. Passed last spring. I'm sole beneficiary. Barcelona Pied Terra. 1.1 million euros. Key West Beach House. $950,000. Banco Santander account. 720,000 euros. Over $3.2 million total. Wired, secure. Shock rippled. Leela paled, clutching pearls. Isabella's glass trembled. Wine sloshing. Raphael gaped. Marionette could. So, love, I said, smile faint. No clinging here. I hold oceans, not scraps. Applause ignited. Rio Nadia's lead swelling fierce. Theo rose. Alina, that's not just grace, that's granite. Raphael wheezed. Staged ambush, to shame me. I leaned close. Mike intimate. No, Raphael, you lit the fuse. I merely fanned the truth. Chaos brewed as I descended. Claps, thundering whispers, wildfire. Behind, his plea cracked. Elena, wait. I paused. Gaze arctic. 25 years suffices, indeed. But the exile from our heart, that's you. Doors sealed on pandemonium. Lila shrieking lies, all lies. You vowed the brownstone, the life. Then, unraveling debts. $22,000 wells. $18,000 city. $9K quick loan traps. 4 trinkets. Escapes. Me. Isabella wailed. My savings pledged for Hale's fees. Phones captured. It hash. Tagged Georgetown gala. Gone viral by midnight. Silver soiree shocker. Hubby dumps. Wife mid. She drops acid bombs. And affair proof. Hale. Slunk out. Blocked by guests. Hissing shyster. Outside, Theo hailed me. Ella near steel. Wrapped in silk. Board's eyes on Raphael tomorrow. I nodded. Cab waiting. Driver silver-haired gent. Grinned. Fancy night. You exit like a queen reclaiming crown. I slid in. City lights blurring. More phoenix, sir. Ashes to wings. He chuckled. Rare breed. Hold that fire. Holmes' brownstone loomed welcoming. I lingered under gaslight. Key turning like fate's lock. Inside, silence, sang freedom. 3 months on. Courtroom 7 in Superior Court felt worlds, from chandelier sterile benches, air humming fluorescence, gavels like punctuation. Nadia flanked me, briefcase brimming. Across, Raphael slumped in ill-fit gray, eyes evading. Isabella fidgeted rear, lace hanky twisted. Judge Leela Torres Crispab, gaze unyielding convened. Vasquez dissolution, case 24CV319, terms aligned. Nadia rose poised. Your Honor, Petitioner Elena Vasquez consents no fault, but property debt per evidence premarital protections apply. She tendered Harlan's dossier, Brownstone, 1999 purchase, Vasquez family funds, title, Elena Soul. Raphael appended, post-marriage, no investment, DC Code, section 16910, separate asset, indivisible, judge scanned, seal gleaming, objection, counsel. Raphael's lawyer wheezily, type stammered, joint residency, 25 years implies Torres sliced. Residency does not equal ownership. Contributions, routine, upkeep only. Granted. Brownstone to Ms. Vasquez intact. Relief bloomed quiet. Raphael deflated. Cabin in Shenandoah, sedan. Nadia, marital equitable split. Torres nodded. Debts. Laptop hummed. Raphael's $49,000 burden personal loans for extramarital pursuits. Sans consent. Invoices. $52,000 gala jewels. Escapes judge scaved. Extravagant folly. Mr. Vasquez, solely yours. Isabella whimpered. He buried face. Final gambit, Raphael croaked. Unemployed post-scandal seek alimony. Honor Elena's, windfall dwarfs mine. Nadia countered swift, baseless. Your Honor, 16 to 916 requires dependency. Raphael independent, assets misused. No career aid from petitioner. Gavel fell crisp, denied. Marriage dissolved. Record public. Nadia's hand found mine, victory etched in her grin. You architected this, Elena, steady as sunrise. Postscript splashed posts. Georgetown gala ghost. Exec ousted in court after anniversary fiasco. Comments cascaded. Quiet queens rise. Hashtag Brownstone boss. I archived. Exhaling. Justice, not thunderclaps, but tides inevitable. Eroding lies. Reckoning rippled, subtle. Raphael's board, axe, philetics breach. Zero severance. Job hunts fizzled. Whispers preceded resumes. Last I heard, he ferried rideshares haggard in a faded Prius at Dulles Curb, ferrying strangers while fate ferried him low. Isabella liquidated her Chevy Chase Cope for debts, retreating to a sparse studio in Silver Spring orchids, wilting on sills, eyes hollow as half-read novels. Leela wed, a silver fox restaurateur in Rehoboth by spring caption, Fresh Horizons. I glimpsed once, deleted swift. Cycles, spin, let hers whirl, a late text pinged unknown. Saw her wedding, you claimed victory, Elena all slipped. Then, coffee, apologize at our bench by the tidal basin. I stared, sea glass in hand from a beach walk. Hollow echoes, blocked, unceremonious. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're blooms you nurture solo. Key West called my inheritance's crown. That cottage with gingerbread trim and porch swing creaking to conch calls. I packed light, sketchpad brimming harbors, Lockett Drive retired to drawer. Brownstone sold, no rented, yielding peace. Flight south, DC shrank to sparkle. Landing, humidity, hugged like kin. Hibiscus blooming defiant. First dawn, balcony doors flung. Gulf breeze, salty sweet. Pelicans wheeling, azure. Waves narrated renewal. I sketched feverishly turquoised swells, birthing foam. Horizon infinite. Nutrasmisomvichko. Jest shell chimes, joggers banter, ukulele strums from boardwalk buskers. Resignation to Theo. Grateful for anchors in storms. Retiring to chase sunrises yours truly. Reply, Elena, you don't retire. You reignite. Bravo. Finance is flowered. Inheritance, have it secure bonds. Dream seed. Tia Rosa's words in the will. For the niece who dances through shadows, may you claim your canvas. Canvas, a boutique press, azure ink. Reprinting forgotten Latin American poets, voices like mine resilient, rhythmic, leased a turquoise-shuttered nook on Duval Street, hired quarter-tiger souls with ink-stained fingers. Inaugural huddle, we chase echoes, not empires. If one verse lingers in a reader's heart, we've triumphed. A freckled editor beamed, decency's our edge rare, as honest ink. First title, Waves Unbroken, my translation of a Cuban verse cycle, pen trembling on contract, tears blurred, not loss. but legacy. Snapped, cover 2, Nadia Sofia, From Ashes, verses. Sophia new glow. Amiga like dawn. Chasey night. I replied beach selfie, gulls framing, fear's the only tide I outran. Nadia visited sweltering July. We porch sipped mojitos, sunset painting, skyfire. Thought your counter was mercy once, she mused. Now, pure rebirth, I clinked. Mercy freeze, the giver first. Laughter peeled threads, mending. Rhythm-rooted dawn sketches. Press hum till noon. Afternoons adrift. Kayaking mangroves. Where egrets ghost through green. Saturdays, market stalls, brim mangoes, conch fritters. I haggle, light, heart, buoyant. One Eve envelope arrived calligraphed, Raphael's scrawl. Regrets, doubtless. I nestled it unread in waves pages. Shelved. Markers, not manacles. Balcony vigils became ritual. Coffee steaming. Gulf glittering, shard-like, gulls wheeled, laughter wafted from Zanskid's building impermanent forts, freedom's brine-sharp, I murmur, yet honeyed in release, wind tousles, silver-streaked hair, sun kisses lids, unknowns beckon perhaps, a poet's collaboration, or solo sail, no forecasts needed, just presence, pulse, sinking surfs, hush. December tugged, nor 3 days, ties snipped, signed Shenandoah stake away at notaries, no pang. Harlan's tea warmed farewell, my book, his gift. You mapped my Nadia at Foggy Bottom Bistro, pie in Key West next my treat. Laughter sealed bonds unbroken, return south, anthology forward penned. Truth tides in, gentle eroding facades, carving canyons of clarity. Reread till dawn, it healed me most. Unknown call DC code. Isabella frail, Elena, no pardon sought, but blind eye armored wrong. Grateful you spared enmity. Pause heavy, eye soft, no debts linger. Peace to you. Clicker sobs faint. Pity bloomed, not poison. Forgiveness lightens the forgiver's load. Women's circle invite. 20 souls, candle flicker intimate. I shared, not sermon, but letter, to the quietly cracking your silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. Silver-crowned listener rose, quaver, regret those years. Smile swept room, regret, no, they forged me unbreakable. She clasped. You voiced our unspoken, understood then, my saga seeds others' springs, balcony close, moon-shattered sea, wind whispering home, waves, eternal crash, recede, renew. Elena Vasquez, I breathe, circle complete, self to self, nothing proves, all unfolds. Listener, if this echoed your shore's betrayal's undertow, freedom's crest speak, where tunes this tale for you? Silence or shout in my stead? Would you lock it proof? Or gale-force truth? Subscribe if rebirth beckons, like to light another's path, share for the silent warriors. Your echo, my fuel for tales of late-blooming brave, thanks for journeying my waves. Every close, a cove awaiting, brave the tide,